Let's talk about isolation. It's a critical technology for a wide range of applications in challenging environments. Think of it like an invisible shield, protecting people and machinery against high voltages. But what about designs that require board to board data transmission? Applications that need clock distribution, or even high speed backplane cabled applications. What kind of isolation technology would be best suited for those kinds of designs? In those cases, Gigaspeed isolated low voltage differential signaling, or LVDS, is the way to go. Hi, I'm Amelia Dalton, host of Chalk Talk. Analog Devices' Gigaspeed Isolated LVDS family of devices offers versatility when designing isolation for Gigaspeed applications. In this episode of Chalk Talk, Fabio Bottinelli from Analog Devices and I explore the history of isolation technologies at Analog Devices. Which technology solutions are best suited for safe and robust communications? And how the isolation technology, components, and system expertise of Analog Devices' Gigaspeed Isolated LVDS solutions can improve your next design. And before we get started, don't forget to click that link. There you can find even more information about this Chalk Talk from Analog Devices. Hi, Fabio. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks for having me. It's a good pleasure.
Absolutely. Okay, so we're talking about how we can unlock new possibilities with Gigaspeed Isolated LVDS today. But Fabio, before we dig into the details, we're talking about different isolation technologies for a variety of challenging environments, right?
Absolutely. If we look at the isolation technology, how much it has evolved in the last 20 years, it's quite impressive. From our first product based on the iCoupler technology, a transformer-based digital isolator back in 2001, we are now offering a broad range of solutions that goes from the digital and power isolators, isolated solutions for power conversion, such as gate drivers, amplifiers, and isolated ADCs, as well as peripherals and interfaces. In essence, we enable safe and reliable operation in challenging environments with portfolio addressing multiple markets for industrial and instrumentation to robotics, energy, and digital healthcare.
Excellent. Now, Fabio, what kind of benefits does iCoupler bring to the table for these kinds of designs?
We are undergoing a transformation for smarter, AI-driven world where data and sensor will require more and more faster and robust interfaces, especially considering challenging environments, such those in the manufacturing plants or in the medical equipment. iCoupler technology is fully dedicated to ensure the right products, pushing the boundaries of isolation in terms of speed, voltage protection, to simplify systems, and to enable our customer to have shorter time to market thanks to our reference designs and certifications.
Okay, so Fabio, what about isolation in connectivity?
In ADI, isolation and connectivity have a very strong bond. You can imagine considering the over 6 billion of isolated channel we already released in the market. Our portfolio today starts with digital isolators with flexible solution up to 6 channels and supporting the most stringent safety certifications up to the SAFE certification. On top of this family, we have a more protocol-oriented isolation portfolio to isolate the traditional peripherals such as S45, CAN, SPI, or I2C to our high-speed solutions with USB and LVDS isolators.
Okay, so let's talk about LVDS. What kind of applications would this technology be a good fit for?
LVDS is a low-power communication interface that has been adopted, for example, in high-speed backplane cable application, in board-to-board data transmission, or in general, applications that require clock distribution. If you look into the instrumentation world, it's easy to envision how you can use LVDS to isolate ADCs to FPGA connection, or eventually FPGA to FPGA link. As ADI, we are in a unique position thanks to our Gigaspeed family that embeds all the isolated solutions with communication speed above 1 gigabit per second. In particular, our LVDS is capable to operate up to 2.5 gigabit for individual channel, this without compromising the isolation rating that can be as high as 7.5 kilovolts.
So, what kind of isolated Gigaspeed solutions does Analog Devices offer?
Today, faster and more protocol-oriented isolated interfaces are critical to ensure the transition to smarter and AI-driven processes, especially considering the industrial and the medical markets. To enable these communications, we are building solutions based on system of chips that combine together our isolation technology, our components, LVDS isolator, digital isolators, and peripherals, together with systems and protocol expertise. As first step in this journey, we are focusing on high-resolution images and in particular on isolating HDMI and MIPI CSI2.
Okay, so talk to me a bit more about this HDMI solution you mentioned.
Our HDMI solution combines together an LVDS isolator together with an isolated I2C to protect from one side the video path and from the other side the configuration channel. On our website, we are making available circuit nodes for drop-in solutions for 720p and 1080p.
What about the MIPI CSI2 solution you mentioned? What features are we talking about here?
MIPI CSI2 is a bit more complicated protocol as the communication signal changes based on the operative mode. In fact, we need to differentiate the signal using the normal mode operation from the one using the low power that has a characteristic similar to a CMOS interface. For this operation, we are using a bridge IC or in general an FPGA. Our solution combines an LVDS isolator together with a digital isolator and I2C isolator to enable 4K images at 60 Hz frame per second. And potentially, this solution can be a smart way to isolate the GMSL, for instance, in a medical product like endoscopes or surgical robots.
All right. Well, Fabio, what would you like my audience to take away from today's Chalk Talk?
ADI is continuously innovating in isolation, pushing the boundaries of speed and voltage. We are enabling safe and protected interfaces more and more oriented to protocol isolation. And we are seeing a growing interest in interfaces to expand the processing capabilities and memories, as well as for Ethernet protection in safety critical environments. We have just started. We are just scratching the surface of what is possible, but I can anticipate you that more and more protocol solutions are going to be released in the coming months.
Fantastic. Well, Fabio, I think that's all I have time for today. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you very much. It has been a pleasure.
And before we go, you didn't forget to click that link, did you? There you can find even more information about this topic from Analog Devices. For Chalk Talks, I'm Amelia Dalton from eejournal.com. For more Chalk Talks, head on over to the Chalk Talk section of EE Journal. You can't miss it, it's right across the top. Or head on over to YouTube, youtube.com/EEJournal.